So you think you were right? Bring it on, prove me wrong. Go put up a fight. The way I do will knock you down. You know there's emotion between us. Don't go cry about it. Don't go.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Megan, and today we've got a ton of house projects to work on, mostly in the kitchen, or at least starting in the kitchen right now. I am finally going to be installing kitchen cabinet hardware. Y'all have been asking me since we got them installed a year ago when I'm going to add drawer pulls and cabinet knobs and all of that, and it's taken me a year to decide what I wanted to do. I think I was having a lot of anxiety about drilling holes into brand new cabinets, but I found some gorgeous hardware. I'm gonna share it with you here in a second, and I finally have worked up the confidence to install it. Also the confidence to fix the gaps in our LVP flooring. If you're new here, last spring, summer, we had to have like a full kitchen makeover. We got new cabinets, countertops, and flooring because of a plumbing leak that had happened in our kitchen sink, and it just like destroyed everything. And the contractor that we had install everything wasn't qualified and did not do quality work, and within 1 week our floors were gapping, and I was devastated because we love our floors. It's such high quality. It checks off all of the boxes. We got them from Floret. They're 100% waterproof LVP, like click together flooring. It should have been a straightforward, simple install, and this contractor somehow messed it up. So there are quite a few places that need to be repaired. I've done enough research, and we're gonna repair it today, as well as a few other little things around the kitchen and also around the house. So we're just gonna be doing it all today, but I'm excited to finally do some of this finishing work and like pull the space together. So let me show you the hardware that I picked out. So I have it all laid out here on the countertop, and you can see that I decided to go with a combination of handles and then also knobs, and these are all in a champagne bronze finish that is very similar to our sink faucet. I literally have you guys sitting inside of one of my cabinets right now while I show this to you, but anyway, I am so pleased with these. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love the color, but they do come in, I think it's like 6 different finishes, and just the aesthetic, the design is so pretty. I feel like it's a really good kind of mix between a modern sleek design while also having some of those like traditional edges that will make these timeless. I did also get 2 different sizes of the handles. Everything I was reading online through like interior design blogs and things said that if you can get handles that are like a third of the height or size of your drawers and cabinets, and having these kind of mixed heights makes the space look more custom, which makes it look more high-end, even though there's not a high-end price point. So I have one that is almost 8 inches, I think, and then one that is 5. And then also these knobs, which I did see when you mix knobs and pulls, that it also gives a more high-end, custom, intentional design to your space. So for all of these, it was maybe $100, less than $100, and I feel like that's a very reasonable upgrade in this space. But anyway, I've kind of mapped out where I want these, what cabinets I want which of them on. So my thought is that on cabinets that are more narrow like this, I will use the knobs, as well as these lower cabinets that you don't want to necessarily like have to bend down to grab a handle. And then I have these shorter handles that should be perfect for our drawers here. They are, I think, 15 inches across, and then the handles are a 5-inch width. And then these longer handles for our upper cabinets that do go all the way to the ceiling, so they're quite a bit taller. And then also for this drawer that is quite a bit wider. So figuring out where exactly to place these handles has been more of a challenge than it probably should be. At this point, I truly feel like I'm just overthinking things. But I was looking at just the knobs, which are going to be on these cabinets that kind of frame the microwave. And in relation to the microwave, it felt like it made a lot of sense for these to be on a diagonal from the corner of the shaker frame on the cabinets, kind of like right here, because then it is not in the way of the microwave, not competing with it, and that felt like the natural position for this. But then starting the handles there, which will not be on these cabinets, but will be on neighboring cabinets, this doesn't feel right, especially considering the height of these upper cabinets. And so I thought I probably should raise it up a bit to start in line with the shaker frame. I think that's the position we're gonna go for, and just stop overthinking it and do it. Okay, I would say that we're all done and that was super easy, but it was actually really frustrating, not easy at all. It took me around an hour and a half, but it is done. And now I just need to wipe off this mess from the counters from drilling into all the cabinets, and then clean the floors before I can move on to fixing the floors. But even though that was more difficult than I thought it was going to be, I do love the way that it turned out. This was a huge difference between not having hardware and having hardware in the kitchen. It's so pretty. It did leave a big mess though. So to clean up the floors, I am going to use my Eureka Rapid Wash Wet Dry Vacuum. You all have been telling me since we changed out our floors from carpet to this LVP hard flooring from Floret to get myself a cordless wet dry vacuum in order to just be more efficient and not spend literally all my time cleaning the floors. I never noticed how dirty floors get, how much carpet truly hides, until we had the hard floors, and I realized I need to be vacuuming and mopping these like multiple times a day, and that just becomes too much. So very much like taking my time to figure out the hardware for the cabinets, I also took my time to figure out which was the best, most budget friendly, and had the best features to invest in a wet dry vacuum. There are so many brands and so many models, and I'm really happy with the Eureka Rapid Wash, and also really excited to say that this portion of today's video is sponsored by Eureka. I am so happy with the Eureka Rapid Wash for many reasons that I'll share here in a minute, but probably the number one is that it's so low maintenance. All I have to do is fill the water tank with the included floor cleaner and water, pop that into the machine, and it does the rest of the work for me. It has a self-propelling feature, which I think is so cool. It's already a very lightweight design, and this makes it even more manageable. I can clean my entire house in one go without my arms feeling like they're gonna fall off. It is also incredibly efficient with very strong suction power. It has a powerful roller brush that wipes the floor at the same time as the suction will suck up all of the debris, making it very efficient and a one-pass cleaning model, as well as edge-to-edge cleaning, which is just amazing. There's a zero-edge design on this machine, allowing me to get into all of the crevices and tiniest little corners of my home, making sure that my floors stay as clean as possible. possible. But the most impressive feature is definitely the anti-entanglement design that keeps the roller brush free and clear of all hair using a flush comb and a scraper. I'll talk about it here more in a second, but first let me show you the self-cleaning mode.
Recharging self-cleaning started. Self-cleaning complete.
This machine is truly self-cleaning, filtering the clean water to rinse the roller brush and then back into the dirty water filter. And then all you have to do is empty this while it also dries itself. And circling back to that anti-entanglement design, let me show you, the proof is in the pudding. This is where all of the hair ends up, which is so gross, but also so satisfying. Then you just have to rinse the dirty water tank, return it to the machine, and that's really all of the day-to-day maintenance that you have to do for it. If you want to try out the Eureka Rapid Wash for yourself, I would highly recommend, and I'll leave all of the information linked down in my description box. And thanks so much to Eureka for partnering with me on this video. Okay, so now that the floors are clean, I'm going to try to repair them. And really, there are a couple of places that have large gaps, and then there are some smaller gaps, and I think we're going to try this with the larger ones first before we start putting this like all over the floor. But I'll walk you through what we're doing, what I plan to use, and like the method that we're going to do, and then show you if it works or not. But first, let me show you the issues that we're having and why this is even necessary. We have a bunch of gaps. We've hidden this one next to the dishwasher, obviously with this sink mat, but there's one next to our pantry as well that are huge. This is like a 2-inch gap. Let me bring it closer so you can see. Okay, do you see how wide this gap in the floor is? And it is not the flooring's fault, it's the contractor. You can see there's this like groove right here. It's a tongue and groove click together method, and that's on the sides and on the ends, and they didn't click it under, and so that's why it's not holding. So this spot in particular started gapping literally the day after they finished laying the floors, and at first it was very small, and then it just kept separating and kept separating the more this space was used, and now it's like this massive gap. And then there's one near the pantry that is a little bit smaller, but it's still a very big, noticeable, needs to be fixed gap. And that one started like the same week after they had finished with the flooring, and then got worse like over the winter time when everything contracts, and we saw even more separation and smaller gaps through the winter season. So now we've been a full 4 seasons. I wanted to see if they were going to come back together on their own, and it's very clear that they're not, and that I need to intervene and do something, because the issue is not whether, the issue is how they were installed. So I have done a ton of research about this, as I do with basically everything. And the method or the products that I'm going to use are this tongue and groove flooring adhesive. I have seen some people use wood glue, and I'm sure that's great for like hardwood floors or something like that, but these are not solid wood, and I just want to make sure we have an adhesive that's meant for this type of flooring. So I have tongue and groove flooring adhesive, and then a rubber mallet, and I'm going to lay this in the joint, and then Derek is going to kind of hammer the 2 boards or the 2 joints together for me, and it will close that gap, and then the adhesive will keep them together as it dries. I think it takes like 24 hours to be cured, and we need light traffic in that time, so we'll just kind of stay away from this area for the next 24 hours, and then it should be solid and glued together. I have seen people tape things down, use double-sided tape and tap wood and things like that, and if we have to, we will do it that way, but this just felt like the cheapest, simplest, less involved way. So that's what we're going to do, and this is the specific adhesive that we're going to use in case this works and you need to do this in your own home.
Kiss my lips, but do you feel the way I feel for you? I was lucky to fall in love again.
It worked. There's no gap anymore, but now we have this huge mess from the rubber mallet, all these scuff marks. So I'm gonna see if the Eureka can take care of that. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the other large gap is like right here. I'll show you up close in a second. So it's right in front of our pantry. This gets a lot of traffic and like regular use, so I feel like avoiding this space for 24 hours is going to be semi-difficult for us, but we have to get it fixed. I'm gonna have Derek hit it from this side so that we're pulling from the shortest wall, the baseboards, I guess, where that gap can be. Like closing these gaps, you're still going to be leaving one somewhere, and so we want this gap to be hidden and under the baseboard instead of shifting like the entire floor from here and finding a gap somewhere else. So let me show you this and get some glue in here and see if we can bring this one together. Okay, so you can see that this one is not nearly as large, but it is a bigger gap, and the reason for it is that tongue and groove was not clicked together. You can see the gap right there. So we need to glue this to bring it back together. It's not going to come together on its own.
My heartbeat. Hold me, please let me be your fantasy. Tell me that you wanna grow old with me. Here I am, no matter what may come. For better or worse, I'm here for you. Even through the days that you make me blue. I love you so, I love you so. I'm ready for takeoff. Love me.
Okay, we got it closed. I can't tell anymore that there is a gap. It was right here, so let's hope that the adhesive holds. Now, one more thing in this kitchen that I've been needing to handle is this cabinet edge right here. They didn't cut the boards properly, and so instead of all of them coming straight up to the cabinet the way that this one does, it's all janky in here, and so I'm just going to use some caulk and caulk this line and try and get it to fill in and have a more seamless finish so that it's not noticeable. This is the caulk that I'm going to use. It is the DAP brand, and it's good for kitchen, bath, and plumbing. I like that it's in a squeeze tube so I don't have to use like a bigger caulk gun or anything, and hopefully it's going to work really well. Also, for the first time, I'm going to be using this little tool here, which is good for removing existing caulk and hopefully laying new caulk just like this. So instead of using a baby wipe or a wet rag or my finger, let's just pray that this works. And here is a close-up of that gapping that I was talking about. You can see it's so uneven. There's gaps here, none here, gaps again here. Okay, I think this is good enough for now. It at least hides this here, and eventually maybe I'll get like a little paint pen or something that matches the cabinets to try to match that and make it look more seamless. But even so, the white does look better than that really dark kind of hole or gap that was there. So I'm happy with it. I'm going to let it dry. I am going to wipe this off. I'm sure you saw in those clips that we have some slops over here. This is where we put our trash can, and so it does get a little bit dirty and needs to be wiped pretty frequently. We're really happy with our cabinets and the color of them. It makes our small kitchen look a lot bigger, but one downfall of having white or light cabinets is that you have to clean them pretty frequently because they do not hide anything. They show everything. The same way black cabinets show like fingerprints and any kind of mess, white cabinets are the same. Sometimes I wish that we had gone with an off-white or a more neutral color, but it's okay. I'm gonna let this dry. I have one more thing that I need to do on my to-do list today, and then I'm gonna call it a day. So when I did Kinsley's bedroom makeover, I accidentally bent this little thing for her doorknob or door jamb while I was bringing her furniture out, and so she can't close her door all the way. So I need to replace this, and I did get a whole new doorknob as well, and figured we could try a different style. Oh no. I don't know why that was on there like that. Anyway, so I've been thinking about switching all of the doorknobs in the house to a more modern handle look, but also finding a way to still combine that kind of classic line or just have a more timeless aesthetic while staying modern. Aren't those things contradictory? So anyway, I took this opportunity and I got a new doorknob for this, and we're just gonna live with it for a couple of weeks before I go ahead and like change absolutely everything, because who knows if we're gonna like it. But I just figured it was gonna be the perfect opportunity to try. So this is a super quick fix right here. Who knows how long it's gonna take me to do that doorknob though. Okay, here is the handle that I picked out, and I liked it because it's a handle, which is more modern, but it has these curved lines in here. It's just like a softer look, not quite like straight, super modern. It has a rounded portion here instead of a boxy one, and so I felt like that would be complementary to the style of our baseboards and the trim in our house, while also modernizing our home at least a little bit. So, why is this never? This part goes on the outside, so in case she accidentally locks herself out, there's like a little key thing that goes here. And then this part with the actual lock mechanism goes inside of the room. Okay, so now looking at the styles together, which do you prefer? The round knob that we had previously or the handle knob that we have on her bedroom now? Here is another view. There's the bathroom door, Kinsley's room, and our linen closet. Anyway, you'll have to let me know what you think of the doorknobs. I do plan to work on that space very, very soon. Within the next 4 weeks is the deadline that I'm giving myself. But that is going to wrap up today's video. I feel accomplished. I'm really happy with the progress we've made, especially here in the kitchen, and I hope that you all enjoyed coming along with me for this. Also thoroughly impressed with the Eureka Rapid Wash, and would highly recommend if you are looking for a really good wet dry vacuum, cordless, long battery life, lightweight, and self-cleaning. It checks all of those boxes. I'll leave the link down in the description box. And once again, thank you so much to Eureka for partnering with me and sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys so much for choosing to spend your time here with me today, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.